And 3 terrorists have been killed in an encounter with security forces in Jammu and Kashmir's Shopian. The encounter initially began in Kulgam and then shifted to a forest area in Shopian. 2 terrorists have been identified and the identity of one is yet to be confirmed. Security forces intercepted the terrorists following an intelligence input. Ajay Jandyal, my colleague who's been giving us the latest updates, joins us once again to give us the latest. Ajay, 3 terrorists have been neutralized, but the encounter is ongoing at this point in time. What more can you tell us?
Yes, operation still continues because security forces has to ensure that every terrorist present over there, they has to be neutralized or nabbed as soon as possible, because it's a Shopian district, it's a Shopian, which is a South Kashmir area, and just a few kilometers away from that location where that massacre of tourists took place few days back in Pahalgam. So that's why security forces are very seriously, doing this operation to, after utilizing 3 terrorist operations still continues, so that every aspect of these terrorists has to be investigated and things has to be recovered properly.
All right, Ajay, appreciate you giving us that update. In fact, we're going to also have a conversation about this. This is absolutely necessary to discuss. General Mathur is with us once again. Major Mohammad Ali Shah, both defense experts, are with us on the program. General Mathur, well, we have already told Pakistan that any act of terrorism will be considered an act of war. How should this terror attack or this infiltration bid be identified and acted upon?
Vineet, this is not, I would not say infiltration. These people must have been there as it is. No, had it been an infiltration, the counter-infiltration grid would have actually nabbed them. This is nothing extraordinary connected to the events that have taken place earlier. This is not a strike. These are the people who are already operative here. We've got the hard intelligence of those people, and then we have ordered and destroyed them. So this is a normal, I will not call it a normal, but this is a anti-terror operations which have been going on for a long while. So I don't connect it with a direct, a sort of a terrorist activity by the Pakis, which can qualify itself to be a terror attack, and which will attract a reaction in addition to what we have already done. So I don't think it should be taken that way. We need to actually come at a very good definition of what would qualify to be a terror act, which will, attract which will make it an act of war. So, to my mind, it is a little beyond that.
Major Mohammad Ali Shah, how do you look at these? Well, we can't call them infiltration bids. Perhaps these guys have been present here already and they escaped somehow and got to this point. But the fact of the matter is that whatever India does in Jammu and Kashmir when it comes to its security and safety, Pakistan in some way or the other will be held largely responsible. And considering the fact that, Ali, we have done so much damage to their installations, especially Noor Khan base, there are compelling reports coming through international media as well that we managed to hit one of the nuclear installations as well, because of which there are radiation leaks being detected. It seems that Pakistan is not in a huddle, but they are cowering away and hiding in their bunkers so that India doesn't strike again. Mohammad Ali Shah.
Right, Breach. Yes, I totally agree with General Mathur, and these terrorists could have been existing there already, which we got hard intelligence. We went and neutralized them. And as you asked a very, very good question. How do we see this act of terrorism as? Because we have already made it very clear that any act of terrorism would be an act of war. So yes, we need to define that. What would be the act of terrorism? That was the first reaction that came to my mind as well. And I was sitting live at that time when this news broke in. And I was like, okay, now this is an act of terrorism, so we must this thing. It took me a time to understand it's us security forces which have got proactive, and they have gone and they have utilized these 3 terrorists so far. And it has just begun. They are going to be destroying every single terrorist, every single person who could be helping them out or who could be empathizing with them on ground, everyone, because more dangerous are the ones who would empathize with them, who would give them shelter, who would support them. Because of their support, only they are able to either come across or breed terror on our ground. So most certainly, I think it has just started, and right now our security forces are going to deal with them in a very, very befitting manner.
All right, General Mathur, what do you make of these reports that are coming in from all around